Very high to me. Hmm. We could have thousands of cows at these prices. What's ages? 9 and 10s. Thank you. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 50, and $1.50, 150, 50, 50, 50, 135, and 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 40, 35, 45, 40, 45, and 45, 50, and 50, 50, 45, 50, 50, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45, now 50, and $1.55, and 55, 55, 60, and $1.60, 5, 65, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, here, Jace, 160. 30. Between you and my brother and Shade and another guy, I get like 20 a day. How old? 10 and open. 135 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35, 40, 55, 50, 55, going to be 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 60, and 55, 57, going to be 60, and now 60, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, 70, 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 77 and a half, and 83, 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 82, 50, 82 and a half here, 82 and a half, going to be 82 and a half here, Jace, 180, 30. Five-year-olds tested one way. 5-year-olds here, $2. $2.05 and 2 bid 5 now 5 here now 5 now 5 now 5 bid 5 bid 5 bid 5 now 5 here now 5 here go to 205 and 2 now 5 now 10 210 210 now 5 and 10 and 210 now go to 10 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 15 now 20 225 give 225 and 225 and 25 25 25 here 225 here bid 5 here go to 225 here Jace 220 20. I like that deal. One shortbread, the rest of them are open. They're all going to go. 10-year-olds, 8 to 10s. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 5, now 7 and a half, now 70, now 70, just 2 and a half, and 75, 75, 50, and now 80 here, going to be 80 now, 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 85 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 83, 5, 85 here, 83, 85 here, 83, 85 here, 83, 85 here, Jace, 183, 30. Some short bears, some open. Who are we working on? Brandon Willis. 9s and 10s, $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and 70, 70, 85, group 80, now 5, group 85, 85, 2 and a half, 5, 85, 85, 2 and a half, 85 here, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, group 85, 85 here, 85 here, group 85, group 85 here, Jace, 180, 2 and a half, 30. Jace got a lot of feed. See any decent young pairs come through today? I could use a couple. Put on a little 8 to 10-year-olds, 6 to 9-year-olds. Guys got some. They've got some figures in them. $55 and 55 and 55, 7.5, 57, going to be 16 and a half, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 70, going to be 70 and a half, 1, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, and 73, get 4, and 74 here, 73, 74, 74, 74 and a 5 here, 75, 75, 6 here, be right there, 75, 600, now your turn, 7600, and 75, going to be 6 here, 75, 7600, 75, going to be 6 here, 75, going to be 6 here, S, 175, 2. I'm still working on the damn deal that Dustin screwed up. Somebody screwed up last week. Still working on it. Fordle punt, how they're here, 65. Has a good punt, has a good 7 1/2, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 75 here, 73, 73 and a half, 3, 4, and 74, get 5, and 75, 6, 76, 7, 77, 78, 78, down high, good 9, 78, 9, and now here there, going to be 81, 81, 3, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87, 87, 7, 9, going to be 89, 87, going to be 9, 87, going to be 87, going to be 9, daughter here, Bo, 187, 5. One cow got a little bump. Should be there. 145. 145, 15. Now 2 and a half. And 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half. Going to be 60. We get 2 and a half, 5, 65. And 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70. We get 70. We get 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5. And 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 73, 74, 74, 5. And 75. And 74 and a 5 here, 74 and a 5 here, 75, 75, 75, 74, 75 here. Cavernous, 174, nothing. $10 years and there's 6 and 7 months. Is that correct? 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100 here, 1,100 here, 21, 21, 2, 3, and 23, 4, and 25, 6, 7, and 7 of 8, 27 of 8, going to be 9, 3,000, and 3,000, 3, and 2,000, 3,000, going to be 29, now half, not a half, and not a half, 950, not a half, 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 not a half here, Chris, 2,900, 16. Eight to 10. How far, Brad? 2 and 4 months. Daughter, 65. Has a good 5. 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 7 and a half. 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 70. Now 72 and a half. 75 here. 77 and a half. 80. Daughter, 80. And now 77 and a half. Going to be 80. Give 80 there. Going to be 80. Give 80 there. Going to be 182 and a half. 82 and a half. 5. 85 there. Going to be 87 and a half. 87 and a half. 87 and a half. 87 and a half. Going to be 87. 50. 87 and a half here. 80. 7 and a half. Going to be 80. Now 7 and a half here. 80. 7 and a half here. 185. 17, I think. That's going to be the hardest thing is the numbers. I can see the bid, and it's just the numbers. I don't know if I can see that either. 8 to 10s are, but I'm not real sure if I got my contacts in or not. Probably. One little limpy. She's going to be on the deal, guys. 8 to 10-year-olds. Daughter 65. Has a good five. Has a good 7.5, 7.5, 70, now 70, now 70, 70, now 2.5, 72.5, 5 here, 75 here, 75 there, 75, and 75, and 72.5, 75 here, 75, 75, 72.5, 75, 72.5. What about 3? 2.5, 3, and 2.5, 3, and now 3, 4, 5, and 75 here, 76 daughter, and 76, 7, 77, 77, 76, 7, and 77, 77, going to be 6, 7, and 77 here, now 7, 77, 77, 77, 77 here, so 176, Chris 20. We need a yarder out. She didn't cost $225. Here's 10. Here's a few more.
Not too bad, I don't think.
$1.50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 69, 2.5, 65, and 65, 7.5, now 70, now 70, now 2.5, 5, and 77.5 here, 80 here, going to be 80, now 2.5, going to be 250, 81, 81 here, going to be 81, here, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, here, going to be 81, here, going to be 81, going to be 81, going to be 81, Chris, 180, 20. Nine, 10-year-old or 6 months bred, 2,100. Heavy bred right there, heavy bred, and 2,100. 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 23, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 5, now 6, now 7, and 2,800, and 27 of 8, going to be 27 of 8, 27 of 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 750, and 27 of 8, going to be 27 of 8, going to be 2750, and 27 of 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7, OP 2,700. Put them on number 105. OP 105. OP, yep. If they call it Christian, I don't remember his last name. I just met him this morning. Christian's his first name, but I don't remember his last name. Christian, what was your last name? Ockles? Okay, those girls in the office will probably be calling, but since you fill that out in the office, okay, good deal. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. 5 and 6 are up on here. 65. And 65. Now 5. 65, 7.5. And 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7. Going to be 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70. 70, 2.5, 72.5, 5. And 77.5. Going to be 80, 80, 92.5. 81, 3. 85. 85, 85, 83, 85 here. Going to be 35. 83, 85. 85 here. 83, 85 here. Chris, 183, 20. Ten years old, they're up on here, 155, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 7, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 57, 57, 57, 60, and now 2.5, 2.5, go to 2.5, 5, and 65, 7, 7, 7, 70, 70, 70, got a 70, now 70, 8, 9, and now 9, 9, go to 9, 69, and now 9, 70, 70, go to 9, go to 79, go to 70, 70, go to 70 here, Jace, 169, 30. Saw a video of you the other day, Ricardo. It was a big one. You see it? 3 and 4-year-olds right there here. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 260 there, 260, 260, and 55, 60, 260, and 55, and 65, 70, 275, 75, 75, 280 there, 80 here, 280, and now 75, 80, and 75, 280, 280, 280, and 280 here, Bo, 275, 1. Pregham. 2 in Preg. Got him pulled. 610-year-old here, 55, 55, 55, 7, 57, going to be 16, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half here, 62 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 3, 5, and 75, 7, and 75, going to be 77, 75, going to be 77, 75, going to be 77 here, sold, 175, Chris, 20. Nope. 4 in Preg. Knew I'd be wrong. Six-year-old cows are 2 and 4 months bred. 2100 and 21 and 2100 here. 21 here. 21 here. 21 here. Going to be 21 and 22 and 22. Going to be 3 and 23. Going to 4 and 5 and 6 and 600 and 6 7 and 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 2700 and 7 and 7 and 7 now 800 8 now 9 here. 29 now 3 now 1 and 31 2 and 32 now 3 and 33 34 34 34 34 34 34 5 35 600 and 35 600. They're pretty good. They're pretty nice. 3600, 35 and a half, 35 5600, 36 and a half, 36 and a half 7, 37 and a half, 3750, 37 and a half here, half here, half here, half here, going to be half. So 3700, Chris 3. Make sure you get all the zeros in there. Last time you did $370 for a Brad cow? Missed a zero. 5-year-olds. 5 and an 8-year-old. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60, now 5, and now 70, going to be 70, 85, going to be 80 now, jig of 80 now, 80 there, going to be 80, 77 and a half, 80, and now 2 and a half here, 81 here, 81, 81, 81, 81 here, going to be 81, $81 a pound here, 81 here, Chris, 180, 4X, 3X. Missing an eye. $10-year-old cow there, guys, $1.50. $55, 55, 35, 35, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, $1 pound, 105, 105, 105, going to be 10, 15, 20, 5, and 30, and 30, 35, 35, 35, 40, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, and 45, 5, 5, 45, 45, half 45, 5 here, 5 here, Ricardo, 140, number 10. You're starting over, aren't you? Me and Oh, 130. 135 and 35 and 35 35 40 40 40 50 55 going to be 60 now 5 and now 65 and 70 75 180 5 90 5 95 95 here 195 95 95 95 here sold 190 and tone. Yeah, I've never been there. Been by there 1,000 times. $1.50. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 60, and 55, 65, 65, and 65, 70, 170, 70, Doug, 170, and 5, and 75, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75. He's got two horns, Antone, 175, Doug, 170, on 6. Sir, was it S9? My bad. S9. Yeah, you got two horns too here. 135 and 35 40 and 35 45 45 45 45 40 out of here 45 50 55 55 55 55 60 and now 65 and now 70 70 55 group 80 85 group 93 group 190 90 85 90 85 90 85 90 here group 90 here Antone 185 on 3. You going, Ricardo? Can I stay after dark?
Well, we can stay till the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in.
You don't have to worry about driving by because you're going to be thrown.
185, 85 there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87, group 90, 95, 95, 95, 97, group 2, not 2, group 2 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, now 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, down, group 2, 100, group 9, down 10, and 9, 10, 10, 11, and 2, 11, 2, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, group 12, and 13, 13, 13, 13, 14, group 2, 114, you're both out, 214, and 13, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, Doug, 2, 13, 71, or just 7? 7. Seeing things that aren't there and missing things that are there. You go 211 on him. 210, 11, and 210, 211, 210, 211, 210, 211, 11, 11, 210, 11, 11, 11, 11, 211, 2 got him, 210, find somebody else, 210, 11, and 210, 211, 211, and 12, 11, 12, and 13, 14, group 214, 15, and 50, 50, 15, 15, 14, now 15, and 15, and 15, and 14, 15, 15 here, now 15 here, cabinets 214, bull.
So you can see now what it's good like.
Mm.
You got a big old pumpkin. Pumpkin piece.
$1.75, $1.75, 75 here, 75 now 80, and 75, 77, 77, 80 there, group 80, group 5, 85, 85, 87, 87, 87, 90, group 90, 91, 92, and 92, 95, and 95, 95, 95, 95, 92, 5, 92, 95, 92, 93, and 3, 4, and 94, 95, 95, 95, 96, and 97, 97, 97, 97, 97, 99, 99, group 99, 2, and 99, group 201, now 2, and now 3, 3, and 2, 3, 4, now 4, and 3, 4, group 3, 4, group 204 here, Doug, 203, 7X. $85, $85 there, good to be 85 there, good to be 85 there, good to be 85, 90, and 90 here, 190, 190 here, good to be 85, 90, good to be 85, 90, good to be 85, good to be 190, and 5, and 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, Doug Rat, 95, and 95 there, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, S, 190, 9. Ten-year-old, she's 8 months bred, 2,000. 2,100, 2,100 here, 2,100 here, 2,123, and 23, and 24, 5, 600, and 600, and 7, 7, 7 of 800, 27 of 8, 2750, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 of 800, and 28 and a half here, 8 and a half, 9, and 29 and a half, and 950, and 20, 29 and a half, 29 and a half, 9 and a half. What about your man? 2950, and 20, 29 and a half, 20, 29 and a half, 2950, and 20, 29 and a half here, S, 29. 900 on 7.
I talked to him this morning. Break a leg.
Look at here. $2 a pound. She's 4. She's open. $1 a pound, half price. 110.20 and 120. We get 30. We get 30. We get 40. We get 40. We get 50. 60. 160. 70. 170. 170. 170. 60. 70. You guys are out in 80. 170. 80 and 70. Give 80 here. 170. Give 80 here. 180 here. 70. Give 80 here. 170. Going to be 80. Cowboy. 170. You know your neighbors are moving. $65. And $65. Has $7.5. $7.5. Going to be 7.5. 7.5. Going to be 67.5. And now 70. Now 70. Now 70. Now 2.5. 72.5. 72.50. And 72.5. TY, you're out. 172.50. 5 and 75. Yeah, 75.50. And 77.5. 77.5. Here going to be 77.5. Here's total 175. Chris 20. Seven-year-old single test there, right there, 65. As a good 5, 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 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 70, 2.5, 75, 75, 50, and 77, 80, and how 80 there, going to be 180, 180, 180, 180, 177.5, 80, and how 80 there, 80, give 80 there, going to be 80, 180 here, Chris, 77, 50, 15. $6 6-year-old. $50. $50, 2.5, 5, 57, 5, 57, 57, 60, and now 60, we get 62 and a half, going to be 2.5, 5, and to get 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, we get 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 55, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77, now 80, and now 80 there, 180, 180 there, 80 here, given 177.50 on number 1.
I could be a Chiefs fan now. They got R. Mason Thomas.
$1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60, $1.60, one ticket down 60, $1.60 here, that's 155, 3.
Keep going. Corbin did too. He's a 49er fan.
165, has it get a 5, has it get a 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, even get 70 down 2 and a half, 75, 75, tie, you're out, 75, 77 and a half, 77, 8, or 76, 7, 77, you're in, 77, so at 176, given 1.
Lights. Ball.
Doing a pound here, $3. $3.05 and 3.5. We get 5 here. 5. We get 3. We get 3. We get 3. 275.80 and 75.80 and 75. Going to be 285. Going to be 85.90. We get 295. We get 95. 95. 3 and 95. We get 3 and 95. We get 3 and 95. Going to be 300. We get 3. 95. We get 3. Bow 295. 1. Here's a 4-year-old guy. She is open. $1.65. Has a good five. Has a good five. Has a good five. Has a good five. 7 and a half. 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 750. And 67 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. We get 70. Now 2 and a half. 72 and a half. 5 and 75 here. 75. 75. 77 and a half. And now 80 there. Going to be 80. Give 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 5. 85 there. Going to be 85. 85. 85. 85 here. 85 here. 85 here. Cabinets 182.50 on 3. Seven years, and no punt here, 65. Has a good five, 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 7 and a half, 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 750. And 67 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, 70. And now 70 now 2, 74, 76, 74, 600. And 74 and a half, 6, sold 174, Chase 30.
He was suspended for half.
Three by 5, 3 years, 5 months, 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here, 2 and 22, 3, we get 3 and 23, we get 4 and 24, you get 500 here, 600 and 26 and 25, 50. What about a half? 550 and 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, going to be 25, 50. You get 25 and a half here, 5 and a half, going to be 25 and a half here, shoulder 2,500. Showtime. Straight. Ten or up, 50, not 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and now 60, and 57 and a half, going to be 60, now 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, now 2, now 4, and now 2, 4, 6, and $66, 8 here, 8 here, going to be now 70, 170, and now 70 there, 170, 70, get 70 here, so 168, cabinet straight. Lost her tag here, $1.55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 35, and 35, get 40 here, 35, 40, we get 35, going to be 40, and 35, now 40, and 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40, now 5, 145, 50, 150. Give it 145. Straight. 250. 250, 60, and 250, 60. You're going to be 2.5, 60, 70, we get 270, we get 280, we get 290, we get 290, 85, 95, and 95, 3, and 305, going to be 305, 10, going to be 10, 15, going to be 15, 20, and 320, we get 320, we get 320 online, you're out, 320, and hand 20, we get 320, we get 320, going to be 20, going to be 20, we get 320 here, both, 315, 1.
I got it careful. Not nice. I don't like it, right? But don't try to buy it. They got new problems. They got problems.
Okay.
It's good, but don't do it.
4-year-old cow, $1.50. $1.55 and 55, and it gets 60, and it gets 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 60, 70, 170, now 75, and how 80, 180, 75, give 80, and 75, go to 80, 75, go to 80, 75, go to 80, here, Bo, 175, 1. Robbie, give 250. 220. 221, and 221, 2, and 22, we get 3, and 23, we get 4, and 24, we get 5, 600, and 6, 7, and 7 of 8, 27 of 8, group of 9, we get 30, group of 39, 1, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 231, 2, and 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, 34, 34, 34, 5, and 35, 600, and 35, group of 600, 7, and 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, we get 38, 9, and 9, you get 9, 38, 9, and 38, group of 9, group of 9, 9, 38, group of 9, here, Gibbon Bull, 238.
We should have put these lights in years ago.
5-year-old here, guys, 165. And 750. And 67, and 67, going to be 65. And 65 here, 65, and 55, and 55, 57, 57 and a half here, S, 155, 3. $50, not 2.5. 50, you get 2.5. Going to be 50, not 2.5. 50, not 2.5. 50, not 2.5. 2.5, you get 2.5. Going to be 52, 50, not 5. 55, 57, 60, and now 60, you get 62.5. Going to be 2.5, 5. And 65, and 65, cabinets, 162.5, 3.
When's y'all's last day of school for Corey? That's coming up pretty quick.
Yearden, $3. $3.10, and $3.10, now $3.10, we get $3.10, now $3.10, $3.10, $3.10, $3.10, $3.10, $3.10, $3.10, and hand 10, go to 3, we get 3, and $3.05, and $3.05, and $3.05, we get 5, we get 3, we get 5, go to 3, we get 5, go to 3.05 here, $275.80, and 75, 280, and 75, go to 275.85, and 285 there, go to 85, 85, 275.80, 275, give 80, and 280, we get 280, we get 280, we get 280 here, Bryce, 275.
9 and Preg. She open already? Okay, just Haynes 9. 10 and what? 10 by 5. Where?
$1.65. As it get 5, has it get 5, 7, 750, and 67 and a half, going to be 7, I gotcha, and 67 and a half, 70, we get 70, now 70, 170, and on here, going to be 71, and 70, 71, cabinets, 170, 105.
I want to say it's like a little bit later. We were like a week or two behind you guys, if I remember right. Is this that cow that guy called me at 5 o'clock this morning about? I bet it is. Can't believe I answered. Rubbing on mama. I had to go to the bathroom. Here's one of Dwight's friends out there at Jones. Lost his dad, so he's having to sell his cows and make a little money. Okay, so that's the story I got.
$1.50. $1.55, 60, now 5, now 70, 170, 170, 65, 70, and now 70, going to get 70, going to be 5, going to be 70, going to be 5, now 70, and now 70, going to get 70, going to get 70, now 5, 175, get 75, 80, 180, 180, 180, and 75, 80, and 75, give 80 here, going to be 75, give 80 here, going to be 75, give 80 here, going to be 80 here, sold 175, Ricardo. Thank you.
She could eat. No, that's different. That's a different man. Different guy.
Four-year-old here, 155, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, 55, going to be 70, 175, and 75 here, 72 and a half, 72, 50, and 75 here, 77 and a half, 77, give 80, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 82, 50, 82 and a half here, 80, 2 and a half, going to be 80, and 2 and a half here, Bo, 180 on 5.
Who's that? Junior? Is that Junior? He's got lots and lots and lots. There are lots of money for that. I would say that about me. He has not much.
Well, what's the ages on these cows? Here's a 4-year-old, 3s and 4s, 225. 225, 225, yeah, 225, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 225, yeah, 225, here, time 5, 5, here, 5, here, going to be 225, and 225, here, 5, here, 2, now 5, and 205, and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, he get 2, now 5, and 205, and 10, and 10, 10, 15, 20, and now 20, get 20, here, going to be 20, now 5, and 25, 20, 225, and 225, here, 5 here, 5 here, going to be 225, and 225 here, 5 here, 220 on 1.
I like that deal right there. I think if you got them rebred,
Well, maybe the bull's not good. Four and 5-year-olds. $75, yeah, 75 here, 75 there, 75, 80, and 75, give 80, 75, go to be 80, 75, go to be 80, 180, 180, 180, 75, 80, and 75, give 80 there, 75, go to be 80, go to be 75, go to be 80 now, 80 here, 5, 85 and 90, go to be 5, and 90 by 2, go to be 2 to 5, go to be 205, 210, 210, and 5 and 10 here, go to be 5, go to be 210 here, go to be 205 on 5.
you all right, Billy?
3 and 4 is roping. One's got a bump, should be on there. One's got a bump, should be on there. Both of them's got a bump. Bump, bump, bump. $2. $2 and 5. Into a 5, it get 5 and a 5 here. 5, it get 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 5 and a 5 here. We're going to be 205 and 2 and a 5 here. 5, it get 5 and a 5 here. 5 here. We're going to be 205 and 2 and a 5 here. 5, it get 5 and a 5 here. $1.50. $1.50. $1.20. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 65. Sold 160 by 1.
Ones and twos are open. Checked one way. I bet they're white. I bet they're open. That's why they're here. $2 a pound. 210.20 and 210 and 210. Bit of a 10. 210. 210. 20. Bit of 30. Bit of 30 and 25 and 225 and 225. Booyah 30 and 30. Bit of 235. Bit of 235. Bit of 40. Bit of 45 here. 245. 50 and now 55 and 55. 60. 265 and now 60. 265 and 265 online. Going to be 265 and now 5 here. 5 here. Going to be 265 and now 5 here. 5 here. Chris 267X. Seven-year-old cows. 65 and 65 and 72 and a half 72 50 and 72 and a half 5 and 75 77 and a half 77 and a half 77 and a half 77 50 and 77 bit of a half here. You're going to be 77 and a half here. You're going to be 77 and a half here. Given 175 on one. Group of cows here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and 60, and now 62 and a half, and 2 and a half, 1, 3, and 5, and 65 and a half, 3, 3, 3, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, here, so 165 on Cavernous X. $135, yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35 here, 35, yeah, 35 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 100 a quarter, 125, and 25, 7 and a half, 30, and get 32 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40, and half, 40, get 40 there, 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, good to 42, 50, and 42 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, get 2 and a half here, Cavernous, 140, 11. This would be pretty good set to turn out a little pasture, wouldn't it? Be Kevin this fall. Get him fattened up. Sean Dunley buy these. 2-year-olds are 3 to 5 months. 3 to 4 months. 2,000. 2,100, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 21, 2, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, 4, and 24, 5, and 2,600, and 25, 10, 6, 7, and 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 7, 800, and 27, 8, and 9, and 9, going to be 29, 3, and 3,000, and 3,000, going to be 3,001, and 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 1, 2, and 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 33, and 33, 3, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, going to be 33, 4, half, 4, 34, 3,400, 3,400, TK, 33 and a half on number 33. That's done. 2 to 4 months. How old is it? Ages? 2 to 4 years old. And they're 2 and 3 months bred, guys. Here's a Nunley cows. Here's a nice set of cows. 2,500. 25, 7.5, 25, 27 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 27.50, and 27 and 3,000, and 3,000, 250, and 32 and a half, going to be 1, and 31, 31, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 3, 4, and 34, and 33, 34, 5, yeah, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 34 and a half, going to be 34 and a half, going to be 34 and a half, you give half, 5, and 35, and 35 and a half, going to be 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 35, 50, and 600, and 35 and a half, going to be 36 and a half here now, half 7, and 37 here now, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 to go, 7 to buy, 37 and 37, and 37 here now, 7 and 7 and 7 and 700, going to be 3,700 here, so about 36.50, Chris 3, Chris on 3. 3s and 4-year-olds right there, 165, and 65, 70, and now 73, 170, 65, 70, and 65, 70, 170, 170, 170 here, Jace, 165, 20. You got a swather? We'll just swath the grass. Get some little square bales. Two and a 4-year-old, they're 5 and 6 months. 25. 25, 7 and a half, 25 and 27 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, and they're 1 and 2-year-olds.
1 and 2, 5 and 6 months.
1 and 2-year-old, they're 5 and 6 months. 25, 7 and a half, 27 and a half, 3,000, 2 and a half, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 4, and 4,000, able to get 4,000, able to get 4,000, able to get 4, and 4,000, able to get 4,000, able to get 4,000, able to get 4,000, 4,000. You have something pretty shiny when you get done with them, TK. 4,000. 4,000, sold them 37 and a half, Chris 3. You want something dull when you get done with them. Pretty shiny in here with these lights. Six to 10 years old here, 155, and 55, and 55, 57, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, now 5, and now 7 and a half, 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 and now 70, we get 70, we get 70, going to be 9, now 70, going to be 9, and 71, and 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, get to 3, and 73, 74, 74, 74, 73, 74, 73, half 4, and 74, 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 6, and 75, 6 here, 75, 675, going to be 675, going to be 6 here, so 175. Cavan is 3. You can turn out a $3,000 heavy bred cow or a $4,000 young cow. It'll turn out a 250-pound calf. 9, 10-year-old cows are 7 months bred. 3,000. 30, 100, and 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 3,100 here, 1, I got it, 3,100, and 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31 and a half, 31 and 2, and now 2, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 3, and 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, going to get 3, and 33, going to get 3, and 33, going to get 3, and 33, going to get 300, and 33, and 33 to 300, going to get 3,300, 3,300, 33, did you get 3? No. 33, half. 33 and a half, 4. 34. 34 and a half. Junior, 3,400. 210, and 210, 11, and 210, 11, 210, 11, 210, 11, 11, 11, 210, 11, 11, 210, 11, $2 top one, and $2 point, 2, 3, and 4, 4, and a half, 4, 5 here, $6, and $6 here, 5, 6 here, 5, 6, so 205, cab bull. Lord higher. Was earlier. Hell no, yeah, it's up $3. Oh boy, $6 here. Look at here. Oh, Bryce is getting a head start. 225 and 225 and 25, 25, 25, 25 and 225 here, 5 here now 225 here, 5 and 30, 230 and 25, 30 and 25, 30 now 30, 30, 25, 35 and 35, 40, 40 now 40, 45 and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here S 240, 11. Okay. Did you buy a ring yet? What? You gotta buy a ring.
Can't get rid of the last one.
220, 225, and 225, and 25, 25, 25, 25, we get 30, we get 5, we get 45, 45, 50, get 50, 250, and 45, 55, and 55, about 60, and 265, going to be 265, and now 65, 70, we get 270, we get 270, going to be 270, bow, 265, 9.
Holy smokes. 240?
250. 235, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 235, yeah, 35, and 35, 35, 225, yeah, 25, 600, and 25, 6, 7, and 7, 7, 8, and 30, now 30, now 30, you get 30, and 29, going to be 30, going to get 30, going to be 30, going to get 30, going to be 30, going to be 30, 29, going to be 30 there, going to be 30, get 30 there, going to be 30, get 30 there, going to be 30, going to get 30 here, Camus Bull, 229. Oh yeah, get a yard out. That's all I got. See. See. How do you say please in Spanish? Por favor. That's right. I forgot. Limping a little. $1.50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 65, and now 70, we get 75, going to be 75, we get 75, 80, and 75, give 80, 75, give 80, now 5, 85, 90 here, 190, we get 90, going to be 190. 85, 90 here, 190, we get 90, going to be 90, we get 90, going to be 90 here, 185, 5. That's go check it out.
Hey, that might not have been the right count.
Yes, boss.
Don't forget it.
You want to hold that one up?
Yeah, hold it up.
Hold that one up.
Well, that could go back to Ricardo's pin.
What number was it on?
3, Ricardo 10,
Ricardo 3.
3.
Yeah, I see.
250. 255, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 60, 265, and now 70, 275, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 275, and 275, 75, 80, 5, 85, 85, and 285 here, 85 here, 289. $1.50. $1.50, 60, and 50, 60 there, 160 here, $1.50, 60 here, 160, yeah, $1.50, 160, 70, 80, 170, give 80, and 70 now, 80 there, 180 here, 180 here, 170, on 9.
Collins had her very first date.
225. 225 and 225 and 25, 25, 25, 225 and 225, 225, 600 and 67 and 7 and 7 of 8, 228 and 9, you get down 33, good 30 and 1 and 2 and 2, 32, 32, 32, and 3 and 33, 34 and 34 here, 34 and 5 here, 35, 36 here, 35, 6, 7 and 37 and 8, 38, 38, $30 and 37 of 8, 9, good 9, good 9, 40 and 40, 40, good 39, 40, 39, 40, 39, get 40 and 39, 40, 40, 40 here, so about 230. 239, Cavaniss Bull, 239.
They went to Top Golf and then they went to back to their parents' house, watched a movie. Long story short, when she was going to leave, she fell down the stairs. Because she was wearing her socks, you know, and just slipped. And
$1.85, $1.85 there, group 85, 85, 90, 95, group 2, group 5, group 10, 15, group 20, group 5, group 2, 25, 30, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 235, 5, 235, 5, 235, 5, S, 230, 11.
Collins is a airhead. She's a airhead. Blonde, total blonde, klutz. Drop stuff all the time. Spill stuff all the time. Gotta have a sippy cup.
Little Stifle, $2, now for 2.5, and $2, 2.5, we get 2.5, we get 5, group 7.5, group 10, and 12.5, 15, 7, 15, and $15, 17.5, 15, 16, 17, and 17, give 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, now 17, give 18, 18, 19, bit of 19, and 20, and 19, group 20, now 1, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 21, 2, and 3, and 23, we get 3, and 23, we get 4, and 24, we get 4, and 23, we get 4, group 23, we get 4, and 23, and 4 here, so about 223, Doug 7, 223. 221 and 221 and 21 1 here, 21 here, 21 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21 at the gate, 221 and 221 2 and 22 and 2 and 2 2 21 2 3 and 23 3 and 23 3 going to be 23 3 going to be 23 3 here, given bull 222.
We sat out the front porch, and the frogs started coming. I was getting dogs. The frogs come out. Nope. Nope. She went back inside. Well, like, good seeing you. Nope. And they're all three. There was three of them that come out, and she thinks they're coming straight towards her. They're just hopping around, right? She's like, they're coming straight at me. Nope. I'm gone.
221 and 221 and 20 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 221 and 221 here, another one here, one here, 10, 11 and 210, 11 and 210, 11, 210, 11, group 210, 11 here, group 210, 11 and 210 a pound here, group 2.5 and 2.5, 2.5, group 2.5, 5 and half high, group 7 and down 10, group 210, 210, 210, 210, 210, 210 and half 7 and group 8 and 9 and down 9, chicken 9, sold 208, Doug 7.
And then you got Chachi that makes fun of her. Fucks with her all the time. All the time.
She's over there. Get her when you want.
You can get her now. You ready? And Ricardo? Oh.
Never mind.
250. 255 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 250 and 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 255 here, $2 a pound. 210, 210, 220, 30, 230, 40, 50. S 240,
183.
31, 13.
13. 13. 13.
Yes, sir. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
The reweigh.
Yes. We got the crippled one coming in. You're welcome. I don't want to get you fired over one head.
You gotta get this one going pretty good to see. If you don't run her, she ain't crippled.
$85, $85 there, good to be 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 75, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, good to be 77, 50, and now 80 there, 82 and a half here, 82 and a half, good to be 82, 50, 82 and a half here, half here, 180, 2-1.
Dang, you beat me.
Yep. 175, 75, 80, 85 there, good to be 85 and 90, good to get 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, good to get 95, good to get 97 and a half, 97 of a 2, and 97 of a good to be 2, now half here, good to be 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to be 202, 50, and 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 5, now 5, now 3, now 5, and 2, 5, and half 5, 7, here, now 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7 here, 5, good to be 207, and 7 here, give it a bull, 205. Two ten, 11, and 210, 211, 210, 211, 11, 210, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 13, 13, 15, good to be 17, good to be 19, and 21, and 3, and 25, and 25, 25, 27, and 27, good to be 229, and 7, and 9 here, $8.09, and 9, 30, 30, good to be 30, 31, and 31, 2, and 2, 32, 32, 32, 32, 3, and 33, now 4, and 33, good to be 33, good to be 34, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 5 here, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 34, now 5 here, Doug, 234, 7. $235. 235 and 35. You go 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. You get 35, you get 35. Going to be 30 and 1 and 30 here, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31. Here going to be 231 and 31 here. Going to be 31 now 2 now 3 and 33 to get 4 and 33 to get 4. Going to be 33 to get 4 5 and 35 here. 5 here. Going to be 235 and 35 here. Given 234. Boo.
11 and 15, 3 years.
That's all.
4 years.
220. 222 and a half, and 220, we get 2 and a half, group 20, we get 2 and a half, group 20, we get 2 and a half, group 221, and 221 here, 1 here, 1, 15, 17, and 15, 17, group 19, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 21, 2, 23, and 23, we get 4, and 23, we get 4, group 23, we get 4, group 23, group 24 here, given 223, boo.
One was born in 11, one was born in 14. How many years is that? 3? About 3 and a half.
Your son looks.
Well, like he's about 7 or 8.
He's gonna get carded in school.
I know.
220. 221 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 and 221 here 1 here 1 10 11 and 210 211 and now 12 and 30 we get 14 we get 15 going to be 16 and 17 18 18 and 19 19 21 and 21 21 21 and 21 here 1 and 2 21 2 and 21 2 3 and 23 we get 3 and 23 we get 3 going to be 23 we get 3 here so about 222 Cabinet Bull 222.
That was Ty's turn. Now it'll be Doug's turn. Then it'll be Rob's turn. They take turns. You ever notice that? Told you that. Dang it.
225 and 225 and 25 25 25 25 25 15 16 and 15 16 and 17 17 15 17 and 17 going to be 18 19 going to be 19 going to be 19 going to be 19 going to be 19 Doug you're out 19 and 19 18 get 19 Cabinets to 18 boo.
There's no way I'll be back in time Saturday night to do that Calcutta.
Two ten and 210 210 15 7 hit it a hand going to be 20 we get 20 with 20 and hand 20 going to be 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 20 now 18 19 20 and 21 and 20 hit on 21 21 21 2 21 2 and 2 3 and 23 we get 3 23 we get 3 3 22 now 3 and 23 we get 3 and 23 we get $3 here Doug 222 7.
Now it'll be Rob's turn. Cold.
What a man. I mean, what a bull. 225. 225 and 225 and 25 21 and 221 and 20 and 21 22 and 22 and 23 3 and 23 4 and 24 to get 4 and 5 and 600 and 16 and 25 600 25 26 and 25 group 26 here and 25 group 26 here so about 225 Cabinets Bull.
55 23.
221 and 221 and 20 and 21, 21, 22, 22, 22 and half 3, 33 and 24, 5 and 25, 600 and 6, 7 and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Here you're going to be 227 and 6, 7 and 7, 7, 7, how 8 and 27 of 8, 9 here, 9 here, going to be 229 and 20 here, going to be 9, touch, going to be 9 and 9 here, going to be 9, touch, going to be 9 here, so it'll be 228, Cabinets Bull.
We sold a lot of bulls today. The sea was full of bulls.
$250. 255 and 55 and 55, 55, 60, now 5 and now 70, we give 5, going to be 80, we give 285, going to be 85, 85, 85 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85 here, Bo, 289. Two 10 to 11 and 2 10 to 11 and 2 10 to 11 2 10 to 11 2 10 to 11 2 11 2 11 2 11 we get 2 11 go to 2 10 11 here go to $2 a pound 201 and 201 here 1 here 1 here 1 here go to 201 and 201 here Cabinets Bull $2. $1.85, $1.85 there, going to be 85, 85, 90 here, 190, 190, 190, 195, 95, 2, and 95, we get 2, and now 5, and 2 and a 5 here, 2.5, and now 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, and 5 here, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, and 2, 10, 12 and 10, 12 and 10, 12 and 5, going to be 10, 11, and 2, 11, we get 2, 11, going to be 10, 11, going to be 2, 10, 11 here, Cabinets, 2, 10, Bull.
Did I see somewhere that Trump tried to get shot again this weekend? Twice? Did he? Did he?
175 and 75, 80 and 75, going to be 80, we get 5, going to be 90, 95, and 95, going to be 2, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 2 and a 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, 205, and 2 and a 5 here, and a 5 here, 3, 5, and half 3, we get 7, here, and a 7, and a 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 5, going to be 7, here, so about 205, Cab Bull, 205.
Did you see that somewhere?
One shortbread, 2 Oro Pun. They're all going to go to you, boys. Right there, 165 and 65 and 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 71, 3, 71, 73, half 1 and half 3 and 73, 75, 75, 77, 75, 77 and 75. Going to be 77, 75. Going to be 77, 75. Going to be 77. Sold 175. Chris 20. I don't know pounds here, 65, as a good 5, as a good 5, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 750, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, now 70, now 1, 73, 75, 73, 5, and 73, 5, and 73, 75 here, 73, 75 here. Chris, 173, 20.
Should have bought them cows for 4,000.
Five-year-old family. 5-year-old family right there, 25 and 2,500. 25 and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 3,000 and 3,000, 2 and a half, 5 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500, 3,500, 32, 34 and 33, 4, 5. 35 and 35, 35, 35, 3,500, 35 and 34, what you get 5, 35, 500, 5, 600 and 36, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, not 7 and 36, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Yeah, Junior 37 and 7, 7, 7. Now wait and 37 of 8 here, 800 here, sold 3,700 Junior.
Hey, on that left backpack,
3-year-old right there, 35.
Sorry. I like this one.
I think that left.
Got steer calf, bull calf. I'm waiting on lid. My Hereford do have a price tag on it. 4,000. No, like 3,500.
Okay, thank you.
3-year-old pair, 35. 37 and a half, and 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and 4,000, and 4,000, able to get 4,000, able to get 4,000, 41, and 41, 41, 3, and 41, 3, 41, 3, 41, 2, 41, 2, 41, 2, 42, and 4,200, 43, and 43, able to get 4, 43, able to get 4, 43, able to get 4, 40, 400, and 43, able to get 4, 44, 44, 43, get 4, and 44, 5, and 45, and 45, 600, and 45, going to be 4,600, and 45, going to be 4,600, 45, 4,600, Coy, 4,500. 5.
Braggart.
5 and Breaker. He wants to break.
The cow. Not the calf. Good.
Yeah, go sell him just a little bit of the cat backpack.
Good, good, good.
9-year-old, 3,000, 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100. She's a 4-year. No. Oh. Yearling. 35. 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 37.50, and 35, 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 3,000. Guaranteed her to be young, guys. 5 and younger. She is young. You can just tell. 3,000, 32 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 6, 3,600, 36. 7, 3,700. Junior, 3,600. You don't have to do it now. It don't matter.
Put the pants together.
9-year-old, 35. 35, get back, 35, and 35, jig about 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,000, 3,100, and 3,100, here, going to be 3,100, and 30, she was heavy bread, she'd bring that, guys, 3,100, and 3,100, here, wouldn't you have to get 3,000, see that calf come out of her? Wouldn't you go, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got 3, got to be 1, got to be 2, 3, 4, 3,400. 3,400. Chris, 3,300, 7. That was encouraging, you said? Bread back? Yep. Ten-year-old pair, 3,000. 3,100. Hold your flags down. 31, 31, and 3,100, and 3,100, 100, 31, 27 and a half, 27.50, and 27.50, and 27.3, and 3,000, I get 3,000, 3,000, 3, and 3,000, I get 3,000, I get 3,000, I get 3,000, I get 3,000, I'm going to be 3. What about you, Christian? 3,000. So 27 and a half, Chris 7. Thank you, Richard. Cute little calf. You've had her since she's a baby? Attaboy. She's made you lots of money in the last 10 years. $1,000. 1,000, 1,000, 11.50, 11 of going to be 1,200 a hand, 12 of hand, 12 of hand, going to be 13.50, and 13 and a half, going to be 14 and a half, and 14 and a half, going to be 1,500, and 1,500 a half, 1,500, and 1,500 about there, we get 50, we get 50, we get 15, 1,500 about here, 1,500, and 15, we get 1,500, that's 14 and a half, 0.
I hope your cow is 3 weeks.
Kelsey, you get 500, 550. 550, if 5 out of 5, we get 5 out of 5, going to be 600, and now half here now 700, we get 750, 7 a hand, 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 750, 800, 800, 800, 800, 850, 850 and a half here, 8 and a half here, 850, 850, 50 and a half here, 8 and a half here, 8 and a half here, Ricardo, 800 on 7. $700. 750, 7, 7.5, 800, 8.5, 900, 900, 900, 950, and 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 950, now 10, 1,000, 1,050, and 10.5, 10.5, 10.5, here, 1050, 10 and a half here, half here, 10 and a half here, 1,000, that's so. That's all the baby calves. Well, that will be all of the baby calf sale for today's auction. Kelsey, got to go to your banker and get more money, darling. Go to your dad. $4 years and she's 6 months bred, 2,100. 21 and 2100 here, 21 here, 21 200 here, 200 and 21 2 and 22 3 and 23 3 and 400 here, now 5 and 25 2600 and 25 50 and 25 going to be 25 Tad you in 2600 and 25 going to be 2600 and 26 and a half here, half here, 7 and 7 and a half and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half here, 800 800 here, 8 and a half here, 8 and a half 9 and 2900 and 9 bit of a 9 here, 2900 here, 900 here, TK 28 and a half, 33. Nope. 44. Eight years and 5 months here, 2,000, 2,100. Here's a Kev Fraser here, 2,100 and 2,100 here, 1 here, 21, 22 and 23 and 23 and 24 and a half, 4 now 5 and 2,600 and 25 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 550 and 2,600 and 25 and a half, going to be 2,600 and 25 and a half, going to be 2,600 here, 5 and a half, going to be 26 and 2,600 here, 5 and a half, going to be 2,600 here, sold her 25.50. Chris 16. Dollar bid 105 and 105 here. Good 105. 5 here. 105. 10 and 10. 15 here. 120 and 25 here. 25 here. Going to be 125. 25 here. 125 here. 125 here. 125 here. Ricardo 120. 10.
How many got left, Antone?
Probably by 80.
80?
All odds. I don't know. 80. Give or take 100. Could be 80, could be 250. Who knows? 5 years and 6 months. $1.50 pound. $1.60 pound. 70, 80, 90, $2, 210, 220, 230, 240, 50, 250 a pound. 250. We're going to keep this breed in circulation. Great. 240. Showtime. I hate him.
Johnny.
8-year-old. Not a bid, 105 and 105 here. Good 105, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, and 5 here. Out the gate, 105 and 105 here. Good 105, to get 5, 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 to get 5 here. Doug, $1 on 5X. How many you got left, Mark? Nobody knows around here. $1.55, 55, 57, 62 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 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 70, 170, 250, and 70, now 2 and a half, going to be 70, 2 and a half, going to be 70, now 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 50, and 77, and a half, going to be 77, 80, and $1.83, 8, 9, and 9, you get 9, going to be 70, 8, 9, $79, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, 9 here, Kevin, that's 178. $221 and $221 and 20 and 21, 21, 21, 21, $221 and 21, 2 and 22, 3 and 23, 3 and 23, 4 and 24, 5 and 600 and 6 here, 26, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 here, going to be 227 and 7 and 7, $8 and 27 of 8 and 9, chicken 9 here, 33, going to be 30, 30, 30, 1 and 32, 1, 2, going to be 31, 2 and 32, 1, 2 here, so about 231, Doug 7, 231. 210 and 210 11 210 211 210 211 11 11 11 210 11 here go to 210 11 and 11 we get to 11 and 12 and 12 and 13 we get 13 we get 13 and 4 and 13 and 13 to 13 we get 13 we get 13 14 go to 214 and 14 we get 14 we get 14 we get 14 we get 14 here cabinets 213 bull. Two ten eleven and 210 11 we get 211 we get 210 11 here go to 210 11 here go to 210 11 and 211 we get 211 we get 211 go to 210 11 here go to $2 and 1 and 2 and 3 we get 5 and 7 and 7 and 7 5 go to 7 here 5 go to 7 here Doug 2057. Two 21 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 here now 221 and 221 here 21 here 1 and 21 21 21 221 and 221 here 1 here Camus Bull 220.
In tone.
Two ten and 210 11 and 210 11 and 210 211 11 11 210 11 210 11 11 11 210 11 here go to 201 and 201 and 3 we get 5 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 9 go to 2 and go to 7 and go to 2 9 10 and 9 10 go to 9 10 11 and 11 12 11 go to 12 11 go to 12 11 and 12 2 12 11 12 here 11 go to 12 here Doug 7 2 11. Two 21 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 221 and 221 11 and 12 11 12 11 12 11 group 12 11 12 13 13 30 14 group 2 14 15 and 50 16 and half 50 there. They're both going to get killed at the same time, same day. 215, get them out. 16, 217, 217. Doug 7, 216. Look like clowns on a barrel over there, don't they? $2 now 2.5 and $2 2.5. We get 2.5, but with 2.5, we get 2.5, go to 2.5, we get 2.5, go to 2.5 and 2.5 here 185.90, 85.90 here 190, 190, 195 and 95 here 92.5 5 and 95 here 95 95 we get 95 we get 95 here giving bull 192.50. Two 10 11 and 210 11 210 11 11 11 210 11 we get 211 we get 211 here go to 202 and a half and 202 and a half here half here half here half here go to 2 and a half go to 2 and a half. There you go. How much? How much? 1 2 1 2 how much? $2 190 2.5 5 7.5 2 9 given 198 bull 198 given bull 98.9 and 99 and 99 now 2 group 202 group 202 group 4 now 6 and now 600 now 8 and 218 group 210 212 210 212 14 and 14 group 14 group 13 and 12 and 30 14 14 15 and 50 50 16 there group 16 and 15 group 16 here 15 16 here Doug 215 7.
It'd be nice if the bull get in that hole.
Yeah, it'd been real nice. $2, 2.5, and $2, 2.5. Better get 2.5, better get 2.5, better get 2.5, 5, and now 5, better get 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 10, good with 210, and now 10, good with 10, good with 10, good with 10, better get 10, good with 10, good with 10, good with 10. Here, Doug 7, 2 7.5. $1.85, 85, 85, 90, 90, 95, and 95, 97, 97, 97, 2, and 97, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group $2, and 97, group $2 bid 2, here, sort of 197.50, Doug 7. God, how many bulls can we sell at this place? 221 and 221 and 20 and 21 20 221 10 11 and 210 11 11 and 11 12 and 12 and 13 14 and 15 16 and now 17 17 18 19 20 and 19 20 that one and 21 2 21 2 21 2 21 2 and 222 22 here Doug 7 221.
Kind of noticed that.
210 and 210, 12 and 15, 7, hit it a hand and 20 and 22 and a half, 25, 25, 25, 23 and 22 and a half, 3 and 22 and a half, 23, 3 and 23, 3 here, Cabinets Bull, 222 and a half. That bull rode the
Top of his back on the trailer.
What'd he say?
Buying and loving.
Buyer and lover, 50 cents a head. 50 cents a pound. 60, 70, 80, 90, 90 cents. That's 81. 50 cents a head. Yeah. Seven years old here, 155. Yeah, 55, 55, 55, 57, 7, 60, and now 60, 60, and 7, 2.5, and 2.5, and has a 65, and 5 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 7.5, and 7.5, 70, 72.5, and 72.5, 72.5, sold 170, Chris, 20. $1.65 and $65 has a good 67 and a half 67 and a half now 70 170 2.5 72.50 and 72 and a half 5 and 75 on her 75 here 75 here 75 here 75 here Cabinets 172 and a half 3. Five years young here, 65 Executive high, executive, 7.5, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 50, and half, 77 and a half, 77 of 80, 2 and a half, 82 and a half here, 80, 2 and a half, 5, 85 here, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 182 and a half, 5. $250. 255, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, go to 255, and 55 here, 60, 5, 70, we get 270, and now 5 here, 75, give 80 there, 85, 85 and 90, 90 here, 95, and 95 and 3, and 95, we get 3 and 5, and now 10, go to 10, go to 10, go to 310, and now 10, go to 10, 310, we get 310, 10, 10, 10 here, Chris, 305, 7X. Seven open here, 65. Executive high, executive, 7.5, now 70, we get 70, now 70, and now 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, now 70, and 70, 70 there, going to be 70 there, and 70 here, 167 and a half, 21. Three-year-old here, $1.50. $1.55, 55 here, now 55, 60, 5, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, so 170 hand tone. Wow, look at here. She's 8 months bred, 2,000. 2100 and 21 and 21 and 20 and 21 21 21 2100 here 1 and 2100 here 1 here 21 21 21 2100 and 2100 here 1 here sold her 2000. Is that Jensen? Is that Michael Jensen? Jensen. Canada Pond here, 135, and 35, you go out 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 35, you get 35, you get 35, 40, now 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, and 45 here, 5 here, 50, and now 55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, sold, 150, Ricardo, 10. Terry Bomack, you alive today? Try to buy them all last week. Missed you on all of them, too. $125, 125, and 125, and 25, 25, 25, 25 here, $100 bid, 105, 105, and 105 here, go to 105 and 10, go to 110, 110, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110 and 15 here, 110, 15 here, Doug, 110, 5X. $5 and $105 here. Go to 105, get 5, get 5, get 5, get 5, get 5, get 5, 5 here, 10 here, 110, 15, 115, 20, and 20, 5, and 25, 25, 30, 30, 5, 35, 40, yes, 40 here, 140 here, 135, 40 here, 140, 40, 40 here, so 135, Ricardo. Straight. Dollar. Dollar five, and $100 here. Going to be 105. Going to get five. Going to get five. Going to get five. Going to get 5 and 10. Going to be 110. Going to get 15. Going to be 120. Hit 20. 25. 25. 30. Going to get 30. Going to be 30. Going to get 30. 125. Going to get 30. 20. 30. Now 5 and 35. 35. 35. 40. Going to get 40. Now 40 and 40. You get 40. Jace 140 and 35. 40. Going to get 40. Going to get 40. Going to get 40. Going to get 40 here. Ricardo 135. 10.
Tomorrow. You get the text? You get it? Yeah, probably. It's been 500 over.
Steer, Antone. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, just 65, and now 65, 70, 55, 275, give 80, now 5, 85 and 90, 290, 85, 290, online you're out, 290, 85, 90, 85, 90, 90, 290, 85, get 90, 95, 295, 295, 3, add again, $3, and 95, 3, 95, 3, 95, 3, bow, 295, 1. 8 years and 5 months. 2,000, 2,100, 2,100, 111, 9, 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 2,400, and 23, 4, 5, and 2,600, and 25, 25, give me half, 25 and a half, and 600, and 26 and a half here, now half, 26 and a half, and 26 and a half here, so 2,600, Chris, 16.
Hey, do you put replacement steers on your list?
Old cow, not a bid, 105, and 105 here, good 105, get 5, get 5, get 5, get 5, 5 here, 110, and down 10, 15, 20, and 21, 21, 25, and 25, get 30, 25, get 30, now 5, and 35, 40, get 40, now 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, and now 50, you get 55, and 55, 60, 60, and 55, 60, 5, going to be 60, Jace, 155, 30. 10 years, 5 months, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 22, and 23, and 23, 4, and 24, 4, and 23, 4, and 23, 4, going to be 23, and 400 here, 23, 400, 23, 4 here, S, 2,300, 17. Seven years and 7 months here, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100 here, 1, here, and 1, 21, 21, 21, 22, and 23, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 5, 600, and 25, 600, and 25 and a half, 5 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 and a half, going to be 25, 50, and 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half here, S, 2,500 on number 7. She got an M brand, John. See that? Uh-oh. Huh? It'll be all right? Okay. Didn't know they opened the border. How old? Forno Pond here, $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 60, 55, going to be 71, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 77 and a half, 77 of 80, and down 2 and a half, 82 and a half, 82, 55, 85, 87 of a half, going to be 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 87 and a half here, Cavness, 185 on 3.
Real close here, boy.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 65, and now 70, 170, 70, 70, now 70, $70, and 65, 75, 70. You're asking 67 and a half, aren't you? Now 70, 170, 2.5, 72.50, 72 and a half, S 170, 21. I bet she did at one point.
I bet the brand cost $5,000.
$1.80. I hope that ain't that cow, that guy. I got a story for that one Bremer cow, and I've seen more white Bremer cows today than I've ever seen. So it might be the same story. I don't know. I think you got along pretty good for that one. $1.50. 55, 60. Man needs a little money. 65, 70, 5, 80. That might be the other cow. 180, 85. Sold 180. Ricardo. I don't need to see any more white Bremer cows.
Yeah, you're going to see one more.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Yes, she is a good one.
You going to keep her?
Eight-year-old here, 165. As he get hot, as he get 7.5, 70, now 2.5, 72, 55, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, 175. Yes, 75 here, 175 here, 75 here, S, 172.5, 2. Probably. She's 7 by 7. She got long toes. $1.50. $1.55, 69, 5.5, 70, 170, and now 70, 70, 75, and now 80, 180, 180, 180, 75, give 80, and 75, give 80, 175, give 80, 80, 80, here's on 175, calf 5. Six-year-old cow here, 65. As it get hot, as it get 7.5, 70, now 70, now 70, and 2.5, 75, and 75 here, 75. Jordan, 77.5, and 77.50, how 80, and now 2.5 here, 80, 2.5 here, 80, 2.5 here, 80, 2.5 here, S, 180, 21. Reno Pond, 210-20, and 210-20, but 210-20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 2, 50, 60, and 270, 270, 65, 70, now 5, and 75, give 80, 285, 85, 90, 290, 290, 85, 290, brush out, 290, 85, 90, 85, 90, 85, 290, and down, 90, 90, 285, 1. Trucks are lined up. One by 6, 2,000. 2,100 and 2,100 here, 2,100 here, 200 and 22, 3 and 23, 4 and 23, 4 now 5 and 2,500 here, 5 here, 5 here, showtime 2,400. 2-year-old here, $2. $2.10, $2.10, now 10, yeah, 10 here, $1.50, yeah, $1.50, 60, 70, 165, and now 70, we get 75, 75, 75, give 80 there, 80, 180, 180, and 75, 80 here, 180 here, 180 here, 175, 1. Four and open here, $1.65. As it get five, as it get 65, as it get 5, 70, and now 70 there, 70, we get 75, 70, and now 5, and 75, 80, 80, 180, 180 here, 75, give 80 here, 75, 80 there, 85, 85, 90, and 95 here, 195, 2, and 95, we get 2, 195, we get 2, sold 195, bow, 1. Two and up on 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 260, 265, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 5 here now, 65, and 265 here, 5 here, 265 here, bow, 261. Six-year-old here, 65. Hands it get about, hands it get about, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 70, 70, and 2.5, 75, and 75, 50, and 77, 50 there, 80 there, 80 here, 80, and how to here, 80 there, 80 here, Chris, 177, 50, 20. Six-year-old here, 65. Hands it get about, hands it get about, 65. Hands it get about 5 here, and 5, 65. Hands it get about, hands it get about, 55, and 55, 57, going to be 60, now 2.5, now 5. Hands it get about, Robbie House, $65.5 here, Cavanis, 62.5, 5. 3. $10-year-old daughter bid, 105, and 105 here, going to be 105, going to be 5 and 10, going to be 110, going to get 15, going to be 20, going to get 30, going to get 40, going to get 50, going to be 60, 70, and now 70, 175, and 75 here, 175 here, Jason, 170, 30. I don't know if these old cows are worth $1 or $1.80. Right in between. Man needs a little money. Whoever brought in white Brahmers today had a good day. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 57, and 57, 50, 57 and a half here, 55, 57, 7, 7, 55, 57, 57, 35, 40, and 35, 40, and 35, get 40, 35, 40, we get 35, you bid 35, 40, 140, 145, 145, 50. 150, 150, and 50, get 50 there, 45, 50 here, Ricardo, 145. This one? Goodness, that's a cow bull. You need to add a little fat meat to your butcher freezer. Here you go. 130. 5. Is that a bid? 40. 5. 50. 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 80. 77 and a half, going to be 80. 2.5, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Want to do it? 8, 9. Where am I at? Going to be 189. So at 188, Kevin is 10. 125, 125, and 25, and 25, 25, 20, 30, and 25, we get 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, now 5, and 55, 7, and 57, going to be 60, now 2.5, 5, and 65, 65, 65, 7, 7.5, 70, we get 70, we get 70, and 9.5, 70, we get 70, we get 70, here, Kevin, a 67.5, nothing.
188. That was a big old that's the fattest cow I've ever seen.
Man. Nine years, 7 months, 2,100, and 21, and 2,000, 21, 21, 2, we get 3, and 4, 5, and 25, 50, and 5.5, 5.5, 5, 600, and 26.5, here, half, 7, and 7, and 7, and 50, and 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7, going to be 27.50, and 27.5, here, half, here, so 2,700, put them on OP 105, put them on OP 105. Not a bid, 105, and 105 here, good to be 105, we get 5, we get 5, and 5 here, 7 years, 105, and 10, and 10, 20, we get 30, we get 40, we get 40, we get 50, 60, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 here, Doug, 150 on 5, X. 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7, a hand, 7, a hand, 7, a hand, 7, a hand, 70, 70, 2.5, 72, 55, and 75 here, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, cabinets 175, 3. Five-year-old guys right there, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 67, 100, 70, 172 and a half, 75, 77 and a half, 77, 50, now 80, 80, 80, 82 and a half here, 81, 81 here, 81, $1 here, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81 here, Chris, 180, 20. $1-year-old, $3. 305 and 305. We get 505 and 5 here. 5 here. 305 and 305 here. 5 and 5 and 10. Good to be 10. Now 10. You get 10. 15 and 315. 20 and now 20. We get 320. We get 320. We get 320. We get 320. Both 315. 1. How many we like? $100. 65, and 65, and now half, and 67, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and going to be 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, that's 165, 2.
Thank you.
100 cows left, guys. Shoulders are sick.
Bunched up one at a time.
They got them bunched up in one big pen.
True market value.
How do we? Well, we got the real scoop. About 10 or 15 odds and 6 or 7 groups.
Your wife is. She's about to die.
9, 10-year-old cows, 4 and 5 months bred, $1.50.
$55, and 55, 60, now 5, and now 65, 7, and 7, 70, 70, now 2.5, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175, and 75 here, 75, 50, and 35, and 77, 75, 77, 75, 77, yeah now, and 77 here, 177 here, 77 here, cabinets, 175 on 5.
It's usually around 2.5 hours when everybody starts getting antsy.
One, 10 the rope on, $3. $3.05, and 3 to 5, we get 5 and 5 here, 5, we get 3, we get 5 now 3, we get 5 now 305, 10, 310, 310, 15, 20, and 320, and 315, and 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 325, and 325 here, 325 here, bow, 321. Eight to 10, William right there, 65. And 65, 7, 70, 70 now, 2.5, 75 now, 75, you get 5, 75, and 75, and 75 here, 73, 75, 73, 77, and 77 here, going to be 77, and 77, and 77, 77, $8, and 78, and 9, and 9, you get 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, 78, and now 9, and 70 here, going to be 9, $, going to be 9 here, going to be 9, $, going to be 9, going to be 9, now 9 here, sold 178, Chris 20. Seven and 10 years old here, 65, and 65, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half, and now 70, and now 70, we get 70, we get 70, now 1, and 70 and now 1, 72, 71, 2, 3, and 73, we get 3, and 72, going to be $3, we get 3, and 73, 72, now 3, and 72, going to be 3, we get 3, we get 3, going to be 3, we get 3, going to be 3, we get 3, going to be 3 here, Chris, 172, 21. Seven tens here, 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 about 60, and 57 about going to be 60 here, $1.60, yes, 62 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half here, cabinets, 160 on nothing.
Older cows right there, going to be 4 and 5 months. Bred cows right there, here, 2100 and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, and 23, 3, and 23, 50, now 4, and 24 to high, going to be 24 to high, 5, and 25, 55 to 5, 5 to 5, 600, and 25 to 5, going to be 2600, 5 to 5, going to be 26, and 2600, 5 to 5, going to be 26, OP, 2550 on 106 or 5, 105. Nine-year-old cow here, 65. 65, 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, sold 165S, 3.
P.O. Sell it tomorrow. Will you give that card to those people in the back, please?
Ten-year-old, 6, 7 months here, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 50, and now high, going to be 2, going to be high, going to be 3, going to be high, going to be 4, going to be high, going to be 5, going to be high, going to be 600, now half 7, and now half 800, and 2,800, 8, and 2,800, 8, Chris, 27 and a half on 16.
Could have got him a head full today. But he's not bringing a load in this week. So maybe next week.
65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 70, 70, now 2 and a half, 71, 72, 72, 3, and 73, 74, 74, 75, 75, 75, and 74, 5 here, 74 and 5 here, 74, 75 here, 74, 5, and 75 here, 75 and 5 here, Chris, 174, 21.
Is that all the groups? One more.
$3, 1-year-old. $3.05, and $3.05, we get 5 and a 5 here, 5 here, 10, go to be 10, 15, and now 15, we get 15, 20, and now 25, 25, 25, 25, 325 here, Chris, 329, 7X.
Knew that. Just so you size both.
$1 open, $2. 210.20 and 210.20. We get 210.20. We get 210.20 and 20 now 30 and 20 now 30 40. We get 240. We get 250. We get 250 60 and 250 60 70. We get 270. We get 270 80 and 280. We get 280 here 75 80 and 280 here 280 bow 275 1. 135, yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 140, 140, 145, and 45, 50, and dollar 50, 45, 50, 50, 10, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 45, 50, 45, I already had him, 45, 50, and 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, here, yes, 145, 3.
He was trying to bid. That's where I was at.
Who?
Matt.
$65. Has a good five. Has a good 7. Going to be 67.50. 67. Going to be 7. 70. 70. Now 2.5. 70. Now 2.5. And 70. 2.5. Going to be 70. 2.5 here. Cabinets 170. Five years she's upon here, 135 and 35 40 and 35 40 35 40 there 45 5 45 50 50 50 45 50 and 45 now 55 and 55 55 60 here 160 5 and 65 here sold 160 Chris 21 3x. She didn't look like a 21. She does. 165. Has a good 5. Has a good 7. 70. Now 70. 170. 2.5. 5. And 75. And 75. 70. Rob you out. 75. Chris, 172.5. 21. Eight months. Little crusty eye. 5 by what? 8 by 8. She's got little watery eyes. Who go 2,000. 2,100. 22. 23. 24. 25. MW 2,400. Giving tours now. I did that one time, got fired. Not a bit, 105, and 105 here, good to be 105, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, and 10, good to be 110, 15, and 15, 20, and 21, 29, 5, and 25, 25, 25, 30, to get 30, and 25, to get 30, 5, and 35, 40, to get 40, 35, 45, and 45, 45, 45, 50, and $50, 50, now 5, and 55, 55, 55, 50, now 5 here, 5 here, 55 here, Chris, 150, 13. Yeah, something on that left side. $1. 110. 110. Doug's in. 110. 120. 30. 5. 4. Would you get 35, Doug? 40. 140. You're out, Rob. That's 135. 2.
Waving at you.
There's no telling about him.
10 upon here, 55, 55, 55, 7, 57, 7, 60, and now 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 7, 70, now 70, now 70, John, 70, and 67, now 70, 70, 70, 70, Jace, 167.5, 30. Here's that cow been waiting for all day long. Man lost his dad. Needs a little money. You give $1.65. 70. 170. 5. Ah, knock him out of there, Doug. Man needs some money. 175. Sold 170. Ricardo. Maybe they's all three his. Could be, I don't know. Seven by two. $1.65. Has it get $5? Has it get $5? 7.5, 70, 172 and a half, 75, 75, 50, 80, 182 and a half here, 5 here, 85 here, 85 here, 85 here. Chris, 182 and a half, 55. Seven years, 5 months. $1.50. $1.55, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 65, and now 70, 5, 80, 5, 185, and 90 here, 195 here, 195, we get $2, now 5, and 210, we get 210, 15, and 215, 20, we get 220, and now 15, bid 20 there, you're going to be 220 there, you're going to be 220, and 15, 20, bid 20 there, you're going to be 20, get 20 there, you're going to be 20 here, so 215, Chris, 16. Seven by 5, 2,500. 25, 25, and 25, 20, 25, 50, and 25 of the van, group 25 of the van, group 25 of the van, group 25 of the van, 600, and 6.5 here, 7, and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 800, and 28 and a half here, 8 and a half, 8 and a half, group 29, and 9 and a half, group 29, 50, and 9 and a half, 3,000, we get 3,000, and 9 and a half, we get 3, and 9 and a half, 3,000, we get 3,000, we get 3 here, sold 29.50. Myers. Mr. Myers, thank you. Finally got you one. 1 by 6, 2,000. 2,100 and 2,100 here, 1 here, 2,100 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 22, and 21, give 2, and 23, get 3, and 23, get 3, and 23, get 3, going to be 23, get 3, going to be 23, get 3, Jensen, 2,200.
How many more left, Clay? Golly.
Just got another load. Clay, we going back or we just going home?
I don't blame you. Uno más vacas. Dos más vacas.
Remember a yellow car?
Yeah,
She wasn't 9, was she?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
We sold her to be young. He sold it to his buddy, so it's okay.
Sean would have done it last time I took one around. He
5 out of 100 right there. 155. 55. You can buy 55. 75. 57. 57. 57. 7. 7. 57. 50. 57. 57. 7. 7. 7. 7. Here, so 155. But I want OP. 1X. 1XX. 100. Pin him with the 105s. Got one more coming? Is that it? That's it? All right, guys. Thank y'all very much for being here this afternoon. We'll see some of y'all back here tomorrow, about 2,000 calves. Start at 9 a.m. See you tomorrow. Yeah, 80 drafts. We're thinking we're done. We still got 80 drafts.
Don't call an ass then.
Christian, where are you from? Where are you from?